Good afternoon, traders. This is AJ Trader 7 of Awesome Calls Trading, and it is January 23rd, and it's about 11:30 Pacific time. I'm living in Beverly Hills area, California. So on New York side, that's what 11, 12, 1, 2, 2:30. I want to welcome to our great uh, recap of what we did this morning. I like to do these because it allows me as a trader to critique my calls, critique myself, see what mistakes I may or may not have done wrong, where I could have done better entries. Um, it also helps me recap of what I looked at, why I looked at it, and it helps traders get a little better understanding of why I pick certain trades. You know, it's funny, I was reading tweets today while I was on break, and it's funny how many, you know, traders that have moved on to run rooms, their big statements they make is it's not the chart, it's the news, and we only trade what the news events say, and news gives us the ability. And you know, it's kind of what it's been my forte since I've been trading for the last 15 years. In the last 5 years of running Awesome Calls, I'm really a news person. News provides to me uh, a reason for a stock to go up or down or gap down significant, hence Tesla. Um, you know, earnings, offerings. I mean, if you think about it, missing on phase two, primary endpoint is not met. I mean, think about all the things that drastically pull down a stock. Monthly subscriptions down by 1 million. Can you imagine what that would do to a company? I mean, think about it. These are events and news things that drive a stock down, 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 and down. And you know, um, you could trade an AMD chart and go, yeah, market's down, so I'll just short the stock and get 40 cents on it. I mean, it's pretty simple to identify that. If the market's gapping down 100 points or heading towards down, well, of course you can short the stock. I mean, if the market's up, AMD usually pops up, market's down. Take care, Jenny. Thank you. Uh, Jenny's a great moderator in the room, and he is going on vacation for a couple days. So enjoy your family, Jenny, and I'll see you on Tuesday. So anyway, this came all the way down and then pulled about right here. And so when the market starts to yank and starts to turn red, I mean, just pick your poison. I mean, you could do AMD, you could pick Facebook, you can pick Netflix. It's pretty. I mean, if you're a decent trader, you kind of have an idea, yeah, what stocks are tied to the indexes and so forth. But that's all great and that's awesome. But I always like to trade outside of that as well. When the market starts to pull 200 points, I'm all over Adobe, I'm all over ABMD, I'm all over, Netflix. I mean, these are my babies. But when it comes to actually starting, I was listening to a webinar the other day, and the moderator that runs the room made it very clear to everyone he will not trade the open. I mean, it's just he will not do it. He tells everyone in the room, don't trade the open. Wait 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Don't trade the open. And it goes to show you, I'm not saying it's wrong for someone to say that. I just think that it takes a special talent to trade the open. I think that would be the proper thing to say instead of telling followers or subscribers, I don't trade the open. Because what you're doing is you're limiting a trader for the potential. Now, I believe in the traders in Awesome Calls. I would say over 50 to 60% of them trade the open, and the other 40% will wait for the action to set up. And that just takes time for traders to learn how to trade the open. And once you learn it, um, it's amazing. Baidu just popped. It did. It did. Hold on. Let me just see. This is live traders on a webinar. So, oh, small pop. Okay. Thank you, Didi. I have some really great traders in here that spot things out, and I like it. So thank you, Didi. And they know my favorite stock. So when Baidu pops, I immediately flip over to WB. I'll flip over to YY and just see if they're popping with it, or Bazan. And if I don't see that, then it's kind of just probably a stock or some option buyers. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying, we trade the open, and I'm going to show you some advantages, again, what it's like to trade the open in this great room of ours that we have built. And I think you'll like it, and it's a lot of fun. So we're moving up on Atra right now too, so that's kind of cool. Trading the open is a lot. It's just based on understanding and really just really get a feel for the market and how stocks will react. And I have traded these tickers just over and over and over. I might scalp trade something real quick live here. Hold on. Oh no, I don't want to do that because it pulled like that. Yeah, see, I want to. Yeah, I agree with you. P trades are probably pop, but it might have a massive yank. So I'm going to leave that be and let you guys trade that out loud. So, and once you understand, if you look at like our calls this morning, we started with Williams Sonoma, all right, and this was a price cut downgrade to 49 from a Morgan Stanley, which is a tier one analyst for us. Then we went to Zayo, SYF, Fengu. I've never traded Fengu in 15 years, so this was kind of neat. Atra, Square, TWLO. So these are all either earnings plays, news events, and I have traded most of these stock tickers for years. And the ones I don't trade, they're pretty easy for me to read and understand to begin with. So I just kind of like look at them and I'm like, okay, well, this is going to be a short at the open. And I tell traders exactly their entry points when to get in. I actually will tell you where the stock's going to pop at the open and where it's going to stop and where it's going to fade off, where it's going to dip, where you're going to buy it. I mean, I'm all over the stock. So it's actually quite fascinating in this room because you're being taught really the fundamentals of understanding the news behind the news, why a stock is going to move a certain direction, and um, so let's just take a no-brainer. Okay, we do a lot of no-brainers in here, and I'll give you a no-brainer. A no-brainer is a stock that's just sitting up, it's gapping up, and my job is to tell you where it's just going to come down to and stop, and then you go long. Okay, we call those no-brainers. Actually, we call them because you can sleep into them. You can actually sleepwalk and click a trade. Okay, so I'm going to start you with Dell. Okay, you see this Dell here? So Dell was gapping up because Citi put a price target of 55, so it was gapping up quite a bit, and it had closed at $44.06 the other day, and it was gapping up a point and a half. When I see that, I know Dell is going to pay me a point and a half. It's automatic. It's just like you don't have to think. You just click and short. But you have to, when you get into your entry, you just tell yourself, okay, I'm going to start with about a quarter to half a position. I'll add on the pop because AJ said it might pop at the open just a little bit more. And then I'm going to just drive it down. And that's it. That's your trade. One trade, one execution, and you're done. And I put this under notables because it was just like a no-brainer. Okay, so you want to see the trade? Okay, here we go. All right. And remember I said just a no-brainer. Here's Dell. Okay, and I want you to watch how I wrote it. All right. Now, you see the gap up? All right. Here you are right here in pre-market. And I say, take short right here. Take short, have room to 46. So if it hits 46, great. You should be smiling. Your face should just be going grin to grin. You should be so excited. You should be so fucking happy. Because guess what? Guess what? The stock is going to come down to 44.50. So you're going to get paid. It doesn't matter if it's 100 shares, 200 shares, 300 shares, 500 shares, 1,000 shares. You are going to get paid a point and a half on that trade. All you have to do is pull the trigger. Now, how can someone sit there and go, I will never trade that. I would not trade the open. Don't trade the open. You can't do it. No, you just simply don't understand it. So you're limiting your ability to your traders because you don't understand something. And that's really what all these chat rooms are all about. All these dozens and 3 dozen chat rooms that I've opened up in the last 2 years alone. Each one has their thing, but they don't trade a certain thing. They don't trade this, or they don't trade that, or they just trade a certain segment or whatever. And it's because why? Because they're just not versatile. They don't know everything. And so they just stick to what they know, and then they kind of put down the things that other people know. And I call that, basically you hate what you don't understand. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't hate what you don't understand. You just have to evolve. And that's what this room is all about, helping you evolve and understand so you can make the trade, so you can make money, so you're not second guessing. All right. So let's take the Dell call. So we take short here at 45.60, whatever. We add all the way to 46 if it pops. You get a nice average of 46.80 and what? 45.80 right here. See it? And where did I say the stock would go down? It's in writing. I'm not making this up. Back to 44.50. I did not say it would go down to the full gap fill to $40. You see? But I said it would go to 44.50. So all you have to do is take it to 44.50. And ding, 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 ding. And guess where it went? Here's 44.50 right there. And then you can go long. You see how simple that was? You see how you can make a living day trading being in a room of this quality? Okay. You want another one? I'll show you another one. I'll show you another one. Okay. This is Netflix. Now, Netflix was gapping up, right? Netflix was gapping up. See the gap up? It was here, and it gapped up 4 points. So when you get a gap up on Netflix in Awesomecalls Trading, I always tell you you're going to get a pop. Now, what makes this room so amazing is the ability to tell you where the stock's going to stop. And then you need lean into it short. And that's it. How do we know where it's going to stop? We've been doing this for 15 years. So we can tell you, versus a trader's only been trading about 2 years, 4 years, 5. He or she's not going to know where it's going to stop. Then they start talking about the technical analysis and throwing charts and lines. And it could be, it should, it may be. We don't do that. Not in here. We don't throw darts. Okay? We are the dart. That's why we're on point. Okay? So we just come to you know what this is? You ever went to IKEA? Go to IKEA? You ever been to IKEA? Well, in the United States, we have this store, IKEA, right? And I believe all over the world. And you basically get a box, and you could build this massive shelf or chair or dining room set or a kitchen, but they give you instructions. A, B, C, D, E. You connect A to get to B, and you get C, and by the time you're done, you get a table, right? Well, that's what we do here. You see this? This is your IKEA instructions. So, Netflix, gapping up. Stock is gapping up. So look for a small pop through 330 to 331. Lean into it and gap fill it to 326 and under. And just let it just fade. If the market pulls, you just get more. It's a paycheck. But I have to tell you where to at least start. So this way you don't get shaken out because you understand that the stock is, regardless of what the market's going to do at that time. And I'm looking at the market, and the Dow is up 150 points. So yeah, I'm going to get a pop. If the Dow was up 80 points, I would get maybe a 2-point pop. If the Dow was down 40 points, I would probably get a 1-point pop. You see? Because this is my life. I've studied this. So 330, and then you short the stock. And if the stock market starts to yank and pull, then you can go below where I want. But at least you're going to make 4 up and 4 down. So you can be done and go back to bed in 30 seconds. All right, so now let's go to the world. Netflix. Ding, 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 ding. Guess what? 330. It hit 331. You give it room, scale in short, and just take it down. And here's the 326 level I initially hit, right? And then it bounced. Now, if the market had held, we could have got a little bit more back up again, but the market didn't. So we got a sell-off, hence why it came down here. See how the beauty of it? It was just a no-brainer, right? Here, I'll give you another one. This is Tesla. You ever traded Tesla before? Now, Tesla is just, what are you going to do? Just a lot of negative press, a lot of negative news. This car's not going to, not enough inventory. They're not making enough. Just on and on and on and on and on. So I see a gap down. I look at the news, and it's telling me this is going to get a sell-off today. So get ready. Okay? Now, I have to be honest. Everyone knows I'm a transparent trader. I really messed up this trade. And you want to see what greed is like? I'll tell you what greed is like. Okay? I have to be real here. This was my most disappointing trade that I did not take when I should have. I have to be real. Okay? And I did it in front of everybody that's in the room. And I feel really terrible because I got greedy. And I'll show you what greed does. I nailed this thing to a T. I knew exactly what it was going to do. I said it was going to pop. I would long here at 293, let it pop, and then take it down to 285 and under. When 285 comes, pop it, because you are going to get a beautiful. I don't want to say calculated. I've studied this stock so much, and I know pinpoints. If it hits 300, we get a bounce. If it hits 295, we get a bounce. If it hits 285, I'm getting a bounce. And I want you to see how just ridiculous this thing was to a point. And I wanted to go to 285 and then just bounce the sucker all the way back up to like 294, 296, something like that. I was so excited, right? So I kind of want you to see what happened. Ding, 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 ding. All right. So we got a little bit of a pop, not much. And then I said, look for the pull, wait for it. And I waited and look where it hit 285.50. And I was sitting there ready to click, and I wanted 50 cents more because I wanted to be right. Duh. That 50 cents literally cost me at least 6 points. And I just stared. I had to punish myself on this one. This was beautiful. But it just goes to show you uh, just exactly how pretty accurate we pretty are in here. And after that, it was doing really good until they announced something very negative, and then you got this massive pull and dump. But that had nothing to do with. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, I said short it from here and take it down to here. But in reality, this was the game. This was it. And that 50 cents was just it happens. It happens. Hey, I'm going to give you another one. You ever heard of Williams Sonoma? Williams Sonoma, expensive place to go get dishes. But Morgan Stanley just doesn't, they got one of their analysts just doesn't like the company. So this was pretty easy. This is what you call a can you give me something hard? Okay. So basically you got a gap down. All right. First thing I got to go figure out, why is it gapping down? Well, we got an analyst call. Analyst said that they think the stock is worth what do you think it's worth? Oh, it's our number one pick. Must be great. We got to cut down to $49. So how does a professional day trader trade it? What is it? Spy comments. Giant wants to make a deal, likes where the U.S. stands right now. Repeats tariff will increase. Okay, so all right, so there you go. All right, Williams Sonoma, $49 price target. Okay, it's gapping down. Shoot, look at that, 2 points. So I want traders immediately to make money on that stock. I want them to get paid. It's really important that a trader come in here, take 100 shares, get a point and a half, walk away with $150 and smile with 5,000 buying power. All right. And so I told everyone, this is our number one pick. Go long, 50-50, and just go long, and then take it to 52. And then when you hit 52, short it. That's it. That's your trade. That's it. Don't have to don't have to do anything. That's it. You ready? Here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Long, remember I said 50-50. Gap fill, 52. See the 52? Hit 52 to 13. And what did I say? Short it. Look at that. Boom, boom, bedtime. Boom, boom, bedtime. BBB. Boom, boom, bedtime. Was it that hard? Did your room play that? No. You know why? Because they don't understand how to do that. Why would they waste their time on that? Yeah, yeah. That's a bullshit trade. I wouldn't do that. Okay. Well, I'll bullshit myself right back to bed. How's that? I'll take the money with me. As long as I got a room to tell me where to go in and get out, right? Only in Sonoma. Oh, you want something for small cap in here? Yeah, those are all big stocks. What about a small cap stock? Okay. You want one of these? I find these every day. This is called a, if I find it for you, what are you going to do? Trade. That's really what it is. If I find it for you, what are you going to do? Stare at it or trade it? So this was gapping up on earnings. See? Closed here, gapped up on earnings. So I liked the earnings. I read the report, and I made the decision that the stock was going to pull at the open to $4.10. And if it pulled to 410, I wanted you to go long and kill it with size. And that was the trade. That's it. Okay. I have to give you a small cap trade, right? So basically, I put it under notable because, it's going to probably get 50 cents to $1. So I didn't really, do too crazy. So array, small cap, look for a small pop it open. If it pops it open, or watch for the pullback. If it pulls back at 410, go long. Have a nice day. And it pulled to, I'm sorry, my bad, 412. Sorry. That was fun. And then you got your 50 cents. Back to bed. 1,000 shares, 4,000 buying power, $500. But you want something really fun? You should look at this one. B trades, real quick. What was the stock? The one this morning, Boxel. Yeah, here it is. We had two amazing trades by the great B trades in here. Just two stunning ones. But Boxel was, he walked this one up. This was his baby. B trades is just, there's some days he comes in, he is so on fire. There was just no question. This was right out of the gate. And he just started into the room. He's like, oh yeah, flag breakout long. Right off of 285. Look at the flag breakout. It popped, pulled. He said, watch the flag breakout at 280. And then he longed it. And he just walked it straight up into chat to $4. I even played this. And I chased it. But when he's like, remember the E.F. Hunting days? When E.F. Hunting speaks, you listen. He's like Raphael in here. They're all great traders, but this was just, come on. Phenomenal. You want to see another one he gave? Look at this one. He gave us Maybot right here. He just lifted right out of the gate. He called that one too in the room. I believe it was he went off at around $8 so because it really was moving quick. And Maybot's got really. Let me show you something. I want to kind of teach you something. There's some ones I play and some I back off. NBEV I back off. What happens on certain trades? And I'm going to kind of teach you something for you newcomers that trade small cap. I want you to look at this. Let's go back to Boxel. You see how Boxel is tight? You see how tight they are? These group of market makers here, they want this stock to go with consistency. They won't bail you out. What happens is a lot of these market makers just love to steal your money. They just want to grab that money. It's called a shakeout. They want to shake you out and rattle you. And so you see the difference the way this one ran? You see how consistent and tight? Well, I want you to look at this one. You see the different group of market makers? See how choppy they are? For every pop they yank. Every pop they yank. Now, small cap rooms, they love to just kind of get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, get out, get out, get out. And you can't, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I do the same thing on Netflix. I mean, I don't really like the idea of trading it 30 times in a span of 20 minutes, but some people do that. But you see the difference? You see how they literally, the different market makers, look at this group compared to a tight run. And yet this one ran all the way here. But for every pop, look what they're doing. I can't play something like that. Why would I? And it's not that I don't understand. I understand what they're doing. They want me to buy it here to yank me and take on 1,000 shares, take my $800 or $900. I won't do that. I won't play things that do that, knowing how they're going to trade. If you're going to do that, and you just have to look at the different group of market makers, the way they attack a stock and the way they want you to buy the stock. There's two different ways. And I always look for that. And I also look for short traps. This is really important when you're trading. I teach that in a room as well. Okay, so I'm going to stick with the Boxel, and the Maybot was a great alert, and actually B-Trades has got this to take out high today, but getting there is too painful. It's just not worth it. Not for a trader like me, but it's important you understand the difference between market makers and how they approach getting into stock. See how just a nice curl flow up. You see that? You see how beautiful that is? That's the way it should be properly done. But then you get some nasty market makers, and look what they do. Look, the same move up, but look how they do it. So I spot these out quick, and I go, no, I won't play that. So that's just kind of how I roll when it comes to that stuff. Okay, let's go. We have a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have time for one more trade to talk about. I'm going to go with UTX because we had some good traders come in here and just really nail us. I believe the great PSK, forgive me, or Palmer, one of them took this today. But this was just, again, you can't hate what you don't understand. All you can do is come in a room to try to understand it so you don't hate it. You get it? There's always a solution to a problem, right? Versus telling someone, I don't trade the open. All right, I want you to look at this. UTX had just incredible earnings. They had a conference call going on. They had everything going for them, right? And then they had the market gapping up. So what does that tell you? That tells you that the stock is going to pop at the open. Now, the key to knowing where it's going to pop and where it's going to come down, again, it's your moderator. It's your seasoned pro that's behind the mic. It's that person, that voice that trades these stocks day in and day out that's going to guide you to money. That's what you got when you have this room, right? Just between the energy, where it's going to go, where it's going to stop, where it's going to come down. That's what this is all about. But more importantly, it's about you learning. Why is it moving? Where is it going to stop and why? Now I want you to look at the call. All right. I walk in the chat room and I see it gapping up and I see this. This is all I see. 116, 115. I immediately put out the stock's going to pop it open to 118, 119. 118 to 120. And then it's going to scale in short and take down to 114, 115. Boom, done. Next. It took me 10 seconds to analyze that chart, 10 seconds to analyze the news, and 10 seconds to make the play. 30 seconds total, my eyes were on that. That's it, 30 seconds. And then I had to put it in writing. Okay, you ready? So just based off of this little ... So I'll show you how it worked out. Ready? So here's the notes written down. Item number 8, the gapping up 5 points. I want it to pop to 118 to 120, which means it should go to about 119. Then look for decent pocket taking down to 113 and under. That's the trade. That's the trade. That's it. Done. Don't have to think. You don't have to do anything. It's all written down. All you have to do is execute it. Don't second guess me. Don't go, well, based on my chart analysis, you're going to probably be wrong. Really? Then I'm not for you. Okay? Why don't you take that chart analysis and go figure it out. But for now, let the traders in the room make a ton of money. Okay? Because I spent the last 15 years studying this stuff. So allow me to at least give you what I think it'll do. All right? You ready? Ding, 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 ding. That's the bell opening, right? Okay, so you just sit back. You can go long because you already know it's going to 119. That's the beauty of it. You already know. There's nothing to talk about. When he says it's going to go 119, and then once it hits there, you just short it. You ready? 119. And walk it right down. Now, I wanted 113, but it found a bottom at 114. Hey, that's not a bad trade because you could have went long and you could have shorted. And I had a lot of traders on here do UTX. And the beauty of it is, this is what I love about our room. I mean, you want to know why we get so many reviews? I mean, why everyone talks every morning and is just happy? I'd be happy too if I had a room like this that just comes in every day and just look, traders making money, taking certain calls, UTX. Look at Alex, $625. He tells you he took Tesla, he took TWLO, and UTX all on our list. Look at him, $625. Here's another one. Noel took Tesla. Hammer took HH. He took what did he trade today? UTX, SYF, TWO, Twitter, Dell, and SPY. We can go on and on. Clay, he came in here and he went after EDU, SYF, and Williams Sonoma. Made money on all 3 out of 4. All right. Dave, he made money over here on Watt. My man Jay Fletcher came in here and went after Facebook, Apple, and Tesla. Here's B trades on his Boxel. My friend Tommy, he took Williams Sonoma for 360. You see this? You see the energy? You see my friend Webster? Look at him. Killed it. He took Array. You see this? There's something for everyone. And we all love each other in here. And I want to say a thank you to Celeste as I'm closing out. Celeste just joined us less than a month ago. And her comment to me, and she's been in many, many rooms. And I just want to say, Celeste, if you're in the room, I want to thank you for this tweet last night. I agree 100%. I've seen a lot of chat rooms. They cannot touch back chat room. Very professional, great group of traders to add to the mix. I'm a member for years to come. And that's really what it's all about. That's why we do this. That's why I do this. Okay? So remember that. And look where you're at now and where you could be. All right? And I'm going to end it on that. So thank you so much for joining us today. That was a great webinar. I hope you like it. And I will see you tomorrow. All right? And all you do is click, and you're ready to go.